Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. It's very humid and stormy right now. Let's see if Nightbot will tell us. It might not be awake yet. But I hope everyone is doing good. I'm a little bit miserable because of the humidity, obviously. Oh, it didn't work. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again. But yeah, we're expecting a thunderstorm, so hopefully this resolves. Okay, please work this time. Sometimes it takes a few takes for it to work. Testing a witch hat right now with this beautiful plush yarn. This is burlap blanket, baby blanket, and it's all in yarn under, so I'm a little bit angry about that. It's 26-degree, wind blowing, blah blah blah, but right now it's stormy. But that's not what Meteo Media says. Meteo Media is our weather website. It says right now supposedly 24 with temperature felt of 30 degrees, which is really high. But it is very humid. It's more humid than it said right there. It's more than 72%. I can guarantee you that. Oh, it says 71. But also we're supposed to have thunderstorms tonight or tomorrow, something like that. But it says tonight. It says violent thunderstorm. Oh, by the way, I got the electricity cancellation thing. I finally got it. I said for a while that they were threatening to cancel, but right now I have 9 days to pay, which I tried to have a payment plan for that. But since I have not respected it in the past, they're not very likely to agree to that. So I have a super big electricity bill that I cannot pay. By the way, I have only 3 days left to pay it because I didn't receive the letter until now, but they wrote it last month. So I have 3 days left to pay. So if you would like to check out my shop, I would really appreciate that. Oh, hi, Mimi. I hope you're doing well, dear. I hope the weather is better where you are. But if you would like to check out my shop and my coffee, I would really appreciate that because right now that bill is kicking my behind a little bit. I tried to pay part of it, but I'm nowhere near close to the amount I need to pay in order to have my power not get cut off. So yeah, that's going on right now. Very stressed out. But yeah, the other day I went out and got some things I needed for an order. I treated myself to nuggets, and I was like, oh, cool. I have a bit of money right now, get nuggets. I don't usually eat anything anywhere than at home, but it was the middle of the afternoon and I hadn't had lunch yet. So I said, yeah, okay, just get a little something. It wasn't expensive. Actually, they reduced their prices. But now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have. But yeah, I needed some stuff for an order. I'm still waiting for the rest of the yarn from Lion Brand. In order to start it, it's for a crossbody bag, and it's gonna be really cool. Maybe I'll show it to you. I totally get that, dear. We're all struggling right now. But thank you. Yeah, I can certainly use thoughts and prayers. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. What's messing me up about this pattern is the use of yarn under. I struggle with yarning under. My brain psychologically it keeps wanting to yarn over, and the position of my fingers always like makes the yarn go over the hook. And I try to consciously remember, no, you have to actually do it this way instead. And so it's a little bit hard to do the motion correctly. But it is a fairly simple pattern. It's just a witch hat, but it's made with blanket yarn instead, so it's gonna be plushy and soft. But yeah, right now I'm testing. You're not gonna see the final result until it is released. But yeah, I have that going on. It shouldn't take long, but I'm having a flare up right now, so I try to take frequent breaks. Yeah, I keep wanting to put the hook the wrong way around. Oh, yeah. We're having storms soon here too. I'm in Montreal. I live in Montreal, and we're supposed to have it tonight. We're supposed to have the storm tonight, so it's coming. It's coming. Over here soon. You're in Texas, East Texas. You have nice weather, so you sent the storm over to us. That's what you did. That's okay though. We need it because the humidity is out of this world. Then just a second, I gotta count. 11, 12, 13. I don't often use this sized hook. This is an 8 millimeter hook. There, we got it. So yeah, if you see my recent short videos, you will see I put a little witch party in there with some of my plushies because of the not so nice weather we're having. 4, 5, 6, 7. Just a second, I gotta count to 13. 8. I hate yarning under 9. I don't know if it's the same for you, but it really messes with my brain. And I think this is the increase. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're good on the count. You've been having a lot of storms. Yeah, it's been something. Yeah, over here, not so much. I have to be on like low income or something to get help with that. But unfortunately, a few months ago, I made too much money to be eligible for any of the programs. But yeah, no, we don't have that over here. Church programs and things like that don't really well, it's not really a thing that I know of anyway. But the programs we do have, like I said, I have to be on either disability or I have to be on low income or something, which, like I said, I don't qualify for at the moment. because when you make too much money in a row, like you stop being eligible for anything like that. It's a shame, really, because our social help programs are very developed in the province I live in, but like it's really hard to get any help when you do have income but you're in debt. I am in debt. That's my problem. I have sufficient income to barely pay rent most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Like I had a few rough couple of months, but usually like I barely make it. But when I have to pay very big bills, like my bills are the things that are making it hard for me right now. If I didn't have such big expenses from the debts I have to pay, and like I owe a lot of money. I have a lot of late bills and things like that. So that's what's making it hard. You're new to crochet. Were taught you were taught at age 12, but oh, you let volleyball and boys interfere. Never let boys interfere. We all know that crocheting is better than boys. For sure. I hate that my hook is super oily because when you have a new hook, it always has that oily, weird substance on it. Which is this is not a new hook by any means, but I've not used this size before, so I've not cleaned it up or like the oil hasn't rubbed off yet. So because of that, is like it's disgusting right now, and I'm trying to deal with that, but it's it's messing up my fingers. They're all grimy. But I have to go on and finish this. So I have 2 weeks to do it, but I have other things to do. I have orders to finish and things like that. But yeah, never let boys interfere into crochet. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about Pride, which right now it's Pride Month, which is really important to me. Oh, last year at age 66, you returned to crochet. I'm happy for you because it's a fun hobby. Oh, see, Nightbot is doing it automatically now. You lost all your crochet things from. You look. Oh, I'm sorry you lost all that stuff, but hopefully you like your return to crochet. It's nice. It's a very fun hobby. So so I'm glad you found your way back over here, and that you're enjoying the crochet community on YouTube. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Pride Month because it is a very stressful but also fun time for me every year. And there's always a lot of pressure for us folks, queer folks, to like do a little extra, get a little extra ready, do pride things and stuff like that. But like, I'm not really that prepared specifically. Um, I did a few crocheted hats, and I have things from last year. I have ice cream cones that have pride flag colors. I have some pride bunnies, which if you have seen my Etsy, I have little bunnies in there. I have also non-pride ones, like just other colors. But yeah, I didn't really do any pride stuff. I was planning to do a lot more, but none of that ever gets accomplished because by the time June hits, I start to get into summer craze, and you always have a lot of things to do because people are requesting summer items and whatnot. So because of that, like, I never get ready, and I lose my groove. Like, I lose the will to do anything pride related early on, and I'm already over it, and I'm already doing Halloween things. This is a test, so this doesn't really count as a Halloween thing, but like, I'm testing other stuff as well. Like, I'm testing cat things, and I'm testing summer things. You know, I'm kind of just, but there's always a lot of pressure on us to do things, because that's where the big, like, there's a lot of publicity, um, a lot of promotional stuff from other makers. They will do all rainbow things, all pride things, and and when you don't do it, you get labeled that as the one who doesn't care. But really, sometimes I think it is a little bit performative. Your favorite hook is a hero G. Oh, I've not heard of that. Replacements on. Oh, I'm glad you found a replacement when you like your hooks. That's awesome. My favorite hooks. I like the Furls hooks. They're some of my favorites. These are the Aries zodiac hooks, and I have one Odyssey left. I had to sell all the other ones, sadly, but yeah, these are my favorite. Hi, Mary King. I hope you're doing good. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mimi. Yes, Winter is my name. Oh, Tammy is your name. You're a blessed Mimi. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Yeah, furls are some of my favorites too. And they have pride hooks too, by the way, which I used to have one, but I had to sell it, unfortunately. But yeah, just like to go back on that subject, there's a lot of pressure on us makers to, yeah, kind of do that, and some people are being really performative about that. I get comments from people who are not at all in the LGBT community telling me that I'm such a bad, like, ally, supposedly, for not making stuff and not, like, posting about it every 5 seconds and things like that. But the thing is, I shouldn't have to do that. But yeah, so it's just to say, this is a rather stressful time, and I just try to get by, really. That's all I do. Okay, I think this is the right count of stitches. It's hard to tell when the yarn is so fluffy. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm on the right number of stitches. I'm just gonna count these 7 last stitches just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm guessing I'm gonna have to change to black very soon anyway, because, like, with witch hats, you have a little bit of a band around it, and I do want to make that. It's optional in the pattern, but yeah, I'm doing the black band around the hat. Yeah. Well, I'm not a Christian. I'm a pagan actually, but I am LGBTQ plus. That is why I'm talking about this. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of pressure on us people who are in the community to of course I believe in my own cause and I want to support that 100%. It's just it's always people who are not part of it who are on your back about that stuff, you know. Like a few months ago in April it was Trans Visibility Day, but I am trans and people were getting on my back about not posting about it, but and like not talking about it, but I am just by being myself, you know what I mean, just by being myself I am an advocate for the cause because I'm openly who I am, you know. It's so hard to explain, but it's just yeah, just with my crocheting I'm overwhelmed a lot of the time, and I also like to prepare early for things. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not so much that I don't like crocheting rainbow stuff, but I guess I just kind of get into a certain mood around the summer where I'm just anxiously awaiting for Halloween to hit. And like these are my favorite colors to use as Halloween colors and things. So I always get in a sort of rage in advance. So because of that yeah, I sacrificed Juno a little bit, and I don't know what would look good in rainbow. Like, I want to be unique about it. I don't want to make the same thing everyone else does. So, because people make like I've made hats, which this hat is from a big content creator, not the one I'm making right now, but the pride hats I've made are from Passionate Kelsey. But yeah, the pride hats I've made are from her, and I suggest you go check her out on YouTube. Um, which, of course, by being a pattern, it's obviously something everyone else knows or has done. But what I mean is, like, you see the same plushies, the same mini pride flags that everyone is doing. You see some crocheters have put out patterns of things like Zach made not the one we know, but another Zach made a crochet pattern for an animal that has a pride shirt, sort of. So it's just I'm not inspired. I don't feel inspired at this time of the year. I normally get inspired for Pride months in advance, but then I just never carry on to do things. And I don't have rainbow yarn anymore. Well, I have a few skeins, but I've sold most of it because of money problems, obviously. Since right now I'm working with the yarn under method, I'm wondering if anyone in the chat has ever made amigurumi before or have used the yarn under method. It produces these stitches that look backwards, but they're in a little X shape like this. Like you can see, there's a visible X forming. So I'm curious to know if you have used this method. This is my first time doing it, surprisingly. Oh, but I'm good on my stitch count again. I guess I'm just hyper aware of the stitches I'm making. I'm sorry if I'm not reading the chat very well. I think it's the labels. What do you mean labels cause a problem? Yes, I am. It's difficult to explain, but yes, I am. Oh, you make beanies for the cancer center. That's really cool. You made some bunnies. Oh, that's fun. That's super fun. But I'm curious to know why you think labels are the problem. Because labels exist because we need it in our community to find acceptance. Because a lot of the time, it's people who misunderstand us and disrespect us, don't want us around, make it really hard to feel like part of a community and make it hard to accept ourselves. And even within the LGBT community, like the LGBTQ plus community at large, there are people who disagree with certain people being queer. Like, just because I'm not visibly uh, like looking a certain way, people assume that I'm a woman, and they assume that I'm a cisgender woman, but I'm not. And just because I use they them pronouns, people assume, like, even within our own community, that I'm just doing this for attention, and that I'm just, you know, that I'm just crying for attention and things like that. And it's people within our own community who think this way and are disrespectful towards us because of it and attack us for it. And they actively advocate against us for us not to have rights because they don't agree with the way we do it. And so that's why we have labels. Personally, specifically, I'm a gender, which is a whole other thing. I will go into more explanation if you want, but yeah. And I'm also bisexual, but those are labels here that I have because of things like by erasure, and by erasure is something really difficult for a lot of community members. Just an example of this is I had a group of friends when I was in college, and just because at the time I didn't know I liked women, and so I dated mostly guys that were not very um, muscular, and, like, they were rather thin, and you know so I didn't date very stereotypically masculine men. And because of that, my friends would call me a lesbian and said I might as well just be into women and blah blah, all sorts of mean things, just because the men I dated weren't muscular, which is totally ridiculous. But they were super dismissive and things, and so it took me a long time to accept myself and to, yeah, realize that I do like men, I do like women, I do like trans people, I do like non-binary people. So for me, identifying as bisexual is very important because it is part of who I am and who I love. And because of that, some people decide it's okay to judge a person upon who they date. Like, if I am with a man, everyone assumes I'm straight, which is totally, like, ridiculous because I don't stop being bisexual because I date a man. But that's what bi erasure is people dismissing your identity uh, of because of what they see. It's just difficult. Yeah. My family is a little bit weird with that. My immediate family, like my father and his wife, my stepmom, they misgender me. They use my birth name. They don't use my chosen name. They don't call me Winter. They use my birth name, which is really difficult. And when I see them, they correct themselves and they're like, Winter. But my brother admitted to me that when I'm not there, they call me by my old name. And like, my dad doesn't want me dating women. He wants me to date a man. He wants me to get married and have children. And he's really dismissive of that. So when he learned that I liked women, he was like, "Oh, so apparently you're not gonna get married and have children." And I was like, "How is that relevant?" So yeah, it's a little bit hard, but I have a chosen family. I have people in my life who love me for who I am, so I'm good. Oh, you're not asking too many questions. Don't worry about that. I'm happy to answer. So, my branch of trans, if I can say it like that, is a little bit unknown. It's a little bit not very well known about, which is like I was saying, I'm agender. Agender means basically that I don't identify as a man or a woman. I don't identify as non binary either. I just identify as a human being, which is totally like, well, it's self-explanatory, right? But in fact, a lot of agender people, which is my case, identify so much as that. Like, they don't identify with anything so much that it um they wish to have a body to reflect that, so they wish to not have any of the characteristics, like we call them second sex characteristics, like breasts and things like that, and the genitals, everything in your pants and things like that. So they wish to not have that. So I've not yet done any of that. I've not had any surgeries at all, which is there is different ways to transition, right? There is physical transition with like hormones and surgeries and just your outward appearance, and there is social transitioning, which is changing your name, changing your pronouns, requesting people call you your new name, and just appearing your chosen identity, I guess, like appearing your, I just like, I'm sorry, I'm expressing it badly, but dressing in a way that expresses your gender. So right now I'm wearing a dress just because it's like 70 something degrees, I think. I'm not good with that, sorry. It's like 26 Celsius. Yeah, 77 Fahrenheit degrees, and it's very humid. So I'm dressing lightly because of that. But when I go out in public, I wear band t-shirts, baggy clothes, and things that hide that hide the things that I don't want people to see me as. Like they I wear baggy clothes a lot of the time because of that. And that's why I have shaved sides. Right now they're growing back. I have to shave them back. I've not done that in a while. I'm sorry for the grossness of my hair right now. Like I said, the heat is getting to me a little bit. Um, so it's not in the best condition right now, but yeah. Did I do 16 stitches? I can count. Yes, I did. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just so confused with my counting right now. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay. But yeah, basically I'm just person. So I'm not gonna get surgeries now. And I just want to point out, though, a trans person is still valid even if they don't do any surgeries or anything. um just the fact that they feel inside like another gender, or multiple genders, or no gender at all. It's how they feel, right? That's how they are their best as, when I identified as a woman, or so I thought. I was always hyper feminine, like wearing tons of makeup and things, um, revealing outfits and everything. And I thought I had to do that. I felt forced to do it, so that people saw me a certain way. I was overcompensating for the fact that I actually didn't feel like a woman. And I didn't know I even had the right to not be feminine and to not be like that. I thought I had to, and that was the end of it. And it was a very difficult mindset to overcome. Right now I'm just being me, and trying to get by. Really, that's all I'm doing. And there are people that for some reason are so against that they're willing to hurt me. And this is true. Like, I've had some not so nice things said to me by people in my life because of the way I identified. um, a family member told me essentially that she would refuse to use my pronouns because it's not her responsibility to manage my emotions. So she thinks that me not identifying, like not being a cis woman, just like not being a woman, meant that I was just fishing for her, um, for emotional regulation for her from her. That's what she thought, and that's what she said to me. And yeah, that didn't work out so well. But yeah, there are people like that who will just tell you they refuse to accept whoever you are. But we're all, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and I just wish we didn't mind so much what another person does or feels like. Yeah, it is. It's thank you. I appreciate the kindness, dear. And I'm so glad you're willing to hear it out and to learn, because a lot of people don't even give us that chance. So I appreciate you for asking questions. Like, please ask as many as you need. But yeah, essentially it's mostly my what we call gender presentation. So my outward immediate appearance, my haircut, my clothing styles and things like that. Right now, that's mostly what I do. But also, I can't really afford to get any surgeries and to be, well, healthcare is free in Canada, so most of that would just be like the cost for therapy. So I would have to pay to see a psychiatrist and everything, because the waiting lists are so long. Like, I'm on the waiting list to see a psychiatrist, but I've been there for 3 years now and I've not got any call back. So I would have to go private and to pay for it myself. And so, but yeah, that's a big cost, and you have to get approved for your surgeries. Not everyone who is trans qualifies for that, because we all have different levels of gender dysphoria, which gender dysphoria is the inner feeling that you're not aligned with your gender assigned at birth. So I was assigned female at birth, and I don't feel female. I don't feel like a woman. So I have gender dysphoria when I see my body like that. So that's what this is. Sorry, I'm counting the stitches at the same time as talking. It's really confusing. So yeah, but not every trans person has that. There are people who started to realize that after taking hormones, their brain kind of caught on that, oh, so that's what it is. But it's people who have been severely depressed for a number of years and they never figured out why. And then they saw their psychiatrist who suggested hormone replacement therapy, but like as a transition. And once they started that, just like taking testosterone or estrogen, or depending on the case, they realized, oh, I'm trans, and that's why I was so distressed. And I think a big part of it is our society doesn't leave a lot of space for that, sadly. A lot of space to be yourself and to express yourself. So yeah, but I still wear feminine clothing sometimes. Um, but how can I explain it? It's just like at times I feel like dressing nice, and I feel like most the clothes I have that look nice are ladylike. Because I can't really afford to buy clothes right now. So I that's kind of my only option at the moment. But and it's okay. Trans people can dress any way they want to. Like, you're not required to look a certain way just because, for example, if a trans man wants to wear nail polish, he can. That doesn't mean he's any less of a man. But it's the same thing for anyone who is or is not trans. So, okay, I think this is where I have to do the increase. Let's count again to make sure. So, all right, we're good. Well, yeah. I've been crocheting for a little over 3 years, 3 or 4 years, and I've been enjoying it very much. So that's become my primary hobby and job too. You were outside with your dog. It's completely fine, dear. Hope your dog had a fun time outside. I saw a lot of dogs yesterday when I went to the store, and it was nice to see. I always see a lot of dogs around here. There are a lot of dog owners because there's a park just in front of where I live. So I see a lot of them around here. But it's mostly, yeah, I see mostly people walking their dogs. I don't really see a lot of cats though. My neighbor has a cat, and sometimes she will meow in front of the door because he lets her go out, which you shouldn't let a domesticated cat go out. It's not really safe out there, unfortunately. But yeah, sometimes she will meow in front of the door, so I will open the door and knock on his door so he lets her in because he doesn't hear it and I do. So yeah, I see a lot of dogs, but I don't see a lot of cats. All right. Just missing the increase here. I think the flick of the wrist for the yarn under it is what's messing me up the most, because I'm not used to the big exaggerated motion I have to do. I don't do a lot of twisting my hook around when I do the regular yarn over method. But I appreciate you being here and talking to me. If you find a splendid daddy, I hope you do, but if you find one, send one my way too. I want a splendid daddy too. And I love how you said that. Like, if anyone wants to sponsor me, go ahead. I'm all for it. I need the sugar too. Sorry, I have a patch of itchy skin around my nose. I promise I'm not like picking my nose. I just have a patch of rough skin, dry skin. And allergies too. And yeah. But yeah, we all need a splendid daddy for yarn, especially if anyone wants to sponsor my yarn cabinet. You're more than welcome to. Also, I need printer ink. I'm completely out. Like, I've tried to print a label for a lady. I'm sending her one of my cakes of yarn because I sold it to her. But when I went to print it, it came out a little bit dry, so I tried cleaning up the cartridges. Well, the one cartridge, I only have black installed at the moment, so I can do like my shipping labels and things like that. So yeah, I need an ink cartridge, and like soon. So yeah, if there's a Sugar, Splenda, or any other kind of parental figure that wants to sponsor me, be welcome too. I hope you have a good day, dear. Thank you so much for talking to me. I hope you have a nice time with your son and your family. I love that. By the way, just putting my link out there again because we have a few watchers over here. But here, Mary, what's your dog breed? I want to hear about your dog. I love dogs. If you don't mind me asking, I've always wanted a dog. Bye, dear. Yes, thank you. I'm actively looking too. If I find one for you, I'll send him your way. I think the dog breeds I've had in my lifetime, well, all of them were family dogs more than anything, but I've had my stepmom had a chow chow, believe it or not, and it was mixed with something else. I don't remember exactly what. I don't think she knew either. It was not pure breed, though. It was mixed. He didn't have a squished face like they usually do, but he did have the lion coating. Like, he had a very thick fur. He was pretty too, and he was getting old and cranky. Uh, and we had a black lab, which was mixed with golden. So he had long hair. He was a long hair boy. He was a big boy too. He was so sweet, but yeah, he was bigger than black labs usually are because of that mix. And we also had, oh, and this breaks my heart, but we had a Great Pyrenees, pure breed Great Pyrenees. She was huge. She was as high as a doorknob, and she had a huge back. She was a giant, and oh goodness, I loved her so much. But one day she bit my cousin, and that was the end of it. If I had a say about that, I would not have done that. But there's a law here. If a dog bites a child, well, you know what happens. I don't need to spill it out for you. That broke my heart as a kid. I never really forgave my cousin. I know it wasn't our fault. She's a kid and she got bit by an anxious dog, but like when I was a kid, I resented her for it because I loved that dog so much. Now, as an adult, I understand why. Like, I still don't agree that that's what they do to dangerous dogs. I think they should train the dogs instead. My parents never put any amount of money towards um, training that dog with an actual trainer or anything. They should have done that because this was an anxious dog from a neglectful situation that we adopted. And my parents never bothered to train her. They should have. And she ended up paying the price for that. And they put a child in danger by letting her near the dog that wasn't trained and everything. But yet now as an adult, I don't hold any grudge towards my cousin or anything like that. And she passed away years after, not from the dog bite, but she passed away now, and everything is different. But now I understand like that it wasn't her fault. But yeah, I loved that dog so much. She was mine. Like she had chosen me within our family. I was the one, sometimes sorry. Sometimes dogs do this. They will actively choose a master, and that was me. So I'm sorry, my allergies are getting in the way of me existing right now. Okay, we gotta count our stitches right now. Oh, I'm at the right stitch count. Okay. One, two. But yeah, I'd love to know what breed of dog you have. And we also had domestic short hair tabby, gray tabby cat. And she was a tiny little thing. And she passed away a few years later, too. Um, she was quite old. She was like 14 years old when she passed. Which is good, considering she never got any vet visits or anything like that. My parents are not really so invested into animal activism as I am. When I had my cats, like they had a vet like assigned. to them and everything, and they saw it regularly. All right, we're doing the color change now. That's good. Woo! All right. Let me get the black yarn. No, that's not the right border. Okay. Huh. That's what we have left. That's what we have left. I do not know if this is enough. Hey, okay. If you want to add a band to your hat, swap to yarn B. Yarn B. It's just funny because the color I'm using is very similar to that of the picture. So yeah, I'm using regular burlap blanket for this. This is not baby or anything. They removed the black they had in the baby line, which makes me so sad. Okay, I'm gonna do a little color change. Okay. And I'm gonna keep this color going because we're gonna have to switch back to the lilac soon. Okay, and I have to work over my tails too. All right. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to do a yarn under. That's what I did. That's what I did wrong. I was wondering why my stitch was looking so weird. Ugh. Wow, trying to work over a tail with a yarn under is significantly harder. I don't know why. It might just be because I'm not used to that motion. But yeah, I was discussing Pride earlier, and I'm not even going to the parade or any sort of event, mostly because I'm poor, and that complicates things. But I've never been to Pride parade, and every time I'm excited, I'm like, oh, this will be the year where I finally attend it. But I'm a little bit of a homebody. Don't really go out that much. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of lovely posts online from friends and a good few funny memes about Pride. But I also see a lot of hate, a lot of straight Pride posts and things like that. Which is fair enough. You want to be proud of who you are, but you don't need a straight pride. Pride exists because our rights have been denied in the past and are still denied now in some instances, in some countries, in some places. Even in the US, there are anti trans laws being put right now. In the UK, there are. Canada is starting to want to limit things. Also, the conservatives are trying to, at least. So, yeah, that's why we have pride. That's because the world is trying to erase us. It's not because we want to brag about being gay, although it is totally a thing to brag about, but you know what I mean. Um, we're here because we are human beings, and we're trying to get on with our lives, and you know. So that's, but yeah, it's just been a lot seeing everything online. I want to be super supportive of the community, but I've seen people post outrageous statements too. There is this thing in the community right now. A lot of younger folks are getting super angry at people who say that the A in LGBTQIA stands for ally. They're getting angry at that, but the thing they do not know is the A in the past has indeed stood for allies, but it's not what you think. It didn't stand for people who are supporters of LGBTQ plus. It standed for closeted people who identify as allies as sort of a concealed way of expressing their queer identity. Um, and this is a historical, verifiable thing, by the way. I've seen older queer folks talk about it openly and be sad that people are erasing and mocking this side of history and going, no, actually, it's for whatever people who use the letter A. It's for asexual folks and everything, which is now it does stand for it, but it's not always been the case. Some people are being very dismissive of those closeted allies that I've been mentioning, and it's just, yeah, there's a war going on right now amongst ourselves. And I would never dismiss asexual, um, aromantic, and agender. I am those three things, by the way. So yeah, I'm an A all the way through and through, dear. You know, but um, the big thing about that is, yeah, you can't dismiss someone just because you don't feel included. You have to take into account that at some point in history it did mean a lie, and it was not for just regular supporters. It was a way of including those who are not yet able to or comfortable with calling themselves openly who they are, you know. And it's just, I don't want to see them erased from the conversation because they matter. If you are closeted out there, if you're not out, you are 100% part of the LGBTQ plus community. Don't let those kids dismiss you. Don't let those openly queer kids dismiss you and be mean to you, because some of us leftists are really, really starting to act as cult people. Like, it's sad to say, but we're taking inclusion into a place it's not supposed to be. We're dismissing people we disagree with or that disagree with us, but we should dismiss them in their opinion, but not in their personality, not in the person they are, not in their choices, not in their attraction, not in their identity. We should not dismiss that part. I'm sorry for the heavy talk right now, but I think this needed to be said. And obviously, I'm 30 years old, so I'm a young queer, but I can only say what I've heard from older queers. But what I've heard them say is that basically they by saying ally, they were looking for a way to include those who were not in a position to open themselves up to that level of hate and questioning from their community. Like maybe their job didn't want them to work there. Maybe medical professionals would not take them seriously. So that's why there's an A. But of course, now we changed that, and now it does stand for agender, asexual, well, aromantic, all the A's. Now it stands for that too, um, because we're a very vocal part of the community, much more than we were in the past. But at that moment in time where they started having the A, it was not a known thing at all, and a lot of people didn't even consider asexuals part of the queer community at that time. So we can't like be making up facts just because they serve our narrative. That's not an okay thing to do in my mind. Um, but yeah, I'm openly all those things, and I I just cringe when I see people trying to exclude others. So I guess that's my little rant, but I'm so happy that I get to express who I am so openly. At times, it is still a problem within my social circle and everything, but I am highly privileged in that regard. Just wanted to acknowledge that. Just wanted to say, like, I for sure am. 'Cause there is no way that in that moment in time people would have been so fortunate. Like, we like to say that, yay, it's okay to be gay and everything, but at a moment in time, this was much less of popular thought. There wasn't a lot of acceptance. People were actively threatened, which is still the case in some places. And there are still shootings and things like that. I'm so sorry to be a downer right now. But yeah, it is still a thing. But yeah, we should be aware of our privilege, and we should celebrate the people who have worked so hard to do that. Okay, now I've done one round of black. Sorry. Just gonna count the stitches to make sure. Wait. Yeah, okay, I'm good on that front. So I have 4 rows. Oh, okay. I have to do 4 rows of black, and I don't think I have enough. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I don't want to have to buy another skin of this, just because it's like $15. Wait, just trying to untangle it right now. I was going to do a cat blanket with this, but I don't have cats anymore. Tell me what your projects are, everyone. I would love to know that. Tell me what you're working on, what you're doing. want to see if my reel got any likes. 4. I added it to my community tab too. Not my community tab, to my shorts, shorts, short videos. Wait, I'm scratching my head. But I would love to see what everyone is doing. What else did I say I would talk about? I already did the short witchy talk. Okay, I said various subjects, so now we can just talk about anything that comes in mind. But yeah, big electricity bill, big nasty bill. This time around, I did get the cancellation date. So, if anyone wants to help out or can help out, I will put my Etsy. I know I did put my Etsy, but I'll put my Ko-fi again just in case. And if you want to help, one thing I really need right now that is urgent is printer ink. I have a thing to ship, which has to be soon because, yeah, it's from a destashing group, and they're not so lenient about things like I don't have printer ink anymore. Like, I once got a ban for not like for selling 2 different listings to one person who wanted both. I got a ban for that. I understand the rules and everything, but like sometimes you forget, and they're mean to you when you forget. So yeah. So yeah, this yarn is not as smooth as the baby blanket. That's sad. I will at least do 10 stitches. It's really squeaky. Okay. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm waiting for 2 orders from Lion Brand. One is for a commission I'm working on. I just told you about the bag. I bought a bunch of 24/7 cotton for it, which there was a discount, so I got like a lot of it. If you spent a certain amount of money, I think you got like 30% off or something like that. So I got all of this for very cheap. But then after that, after I spent that money from the order I made, I had a $20 off coupon, which I spent on more cotton yarn for bags I want to make. So it cost me, like, basically it cost me only shipping because of the taxes and everything. It came to a certain price, but then on top of that there was Canadian shipping, which is a little bit more expensive. So it cost me like $11 to get a bunch more yarn, like $30 worth of yarn essentially, because $20 off coupon is in US dollars. So I got $30 worth of yarn for only the shipping cost. So gotta jump on that when you're poor, you know. So I'm still waiting for that yarn to arrive before I start working on this order, but I'm happy. Okay, I have to do the increase here. Gosh, now that I've worked with baby blanket, I hate the regular. It's so unsoft. I think maybe it's because the skin is old and it got messed around a little bit with, you know. It's a bit ratty. I'm sorry, I'm counting. I have a story to tell. I will do after I finish this round. As a warning, though, it is a little bit of a sad story, so if you don't want to stick around for that, I understand. Okay. But it has a good ending, so. So let me just finish the few stitches here. I have like 12 stitches left to do. I hate this ratty yarn. One. Almost. Yes. 10. Okay, all I need is to put my stitch marker under next stitch. And mark my row as finished. Okay. Since I'm testing, let me just read the thing real quick to make sure it's okay. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So story time. Sad story time. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. I went to Michael's. Like I said, I was getting stuff for an order. A few months ago, a very well, I cried in that Michael's store because of a very not good person who sent me a very manipulative message. I will not say more about that because I know there are some people who spy on my YouTube channel and um, like they know. But I cried, like I crouched on the floor. I was like that on the floor, and I just wept for a few minutes reading this and replying message from this hateful, horrible person. And like that was apprehending my return, and which was not the other day. By the way, I've been back to Michael's once before, and last time I went, like I definitely felt off. Um, like I apprehended all the way going back there. For the second time, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be a mess, aren't I? I'll probably cry again, which I didn't, by the way. But once I was there, I was kind of okay. I was feeling iffy, but eventually I did my shopping and I left. But I was so afraid that it was gonna be as bad, which it wasn't. But the other day, just went and reclaimed that. I went and reclaimed um my Michael's shopping experience, and it felt good. And I was excited to go back because I was saying a big F you to this person. Like, if you've talked to me, you know who this person is. I've talked about this person a lot in the past, so I will not mention anything. But I just wanted to say how important it is to reclaim things that are important to you when someone messes that up for you, or when a traumatic memory or a difficult event happens. But like, of course, don't push yourself if you're not comfortable going to a place or something like that because of a bad memory, a bad relationship, or anything of the sort. Don't push yourself to go back. You might need to take a little time before you go there, and it's totally okay, but it was powerful experience for me to reclaim that, because there are places I don't go anymore because of other people, not this person in particular, but my abusive ex, for example. There are restaurants I don't go into because it was his restaurants and it's close to where he lives, or at least used to live. um And so, yeah, there are places I keep myself from going because of active, heavy trauma. And it felt so good to go back there and to go like, F you, human person. I'm not letting you own that anymore. You're not claiming my um, livelihood. I am. Crochet is my thing. Crafty things are my thing. This Michaels is my thing. So the fact that I cried there because of mean things you said to me should not matter. You're not. It just felt good to take that back. So just wanted to say that real quick. Just wanted to talk about the importance of that. So yeah. I think I have the right amount of stitches, but I'm not even sure. Like this yarn is so hard to count with. But yeah, yesterday, or I don't remember if it was yesterday. No, I think it was Tuesday, actually. Went to Michael's Tuesday, pretty sure. But it felt good. I felt good. I felt so good, actually. Uh, what I didn't feel good about, though, was afterwards. Like I said, I went to get some yums, some food, and they had a little electricity problem. It would like power off, power up, off, on and off, and they lost my order. So I went to the cashier. She says, "Oh, you're not on the board, so I don't know what to do about that." I show her my receipt. I'm like, "I paid. I've been sitting here for this whole time waiting for my order, and I paid. So I don't know, but I want my food or my money back." And she goes back and she says, "Okay, well, take it up with them." And she makes that face at me, and I'm like, "Okay." And I go, and the people at the counter, right, they're not serving you. They're not, if you're waiting there, they're not thinking you're needing to talk to them. So they would basically ignore me. So at one point, another one of the people comes in, like I think it was a manager or something, really, because he was the only person concerned with me at all and this whole thing. And he says, "Yeah, what's the matter?" And I tell them, and they go and check, and they're like, "Oh, nuggets, right? You're next." The cashier could have told me that she put in my order. No, she said, "Go take it up with them. Just go to the counter, ma'am." And she said, I don't think she said ma'am, but a lot of the time they do because I look like that apparently. But yeah, she was very mean, and she was like, "Well, just go to the counter. You could have told me that you put in my order back." But no. Anyway, it was I was distressed about that. As an autistic person, sometimes it's challenging. I cried. I had a full-on meltdown in the McDonald's. Yeah, well, McDonald's. I know, Mc hate and blah blah blah. But when you have ARFID and it's the only thing you can eat in public, that was kind of the only choice around. And I needed food because, oh, hi. Hope you're doing well, dear. I was just telling a story. But yeah, it was the only food option available there, and like I get very bad problems when I don't eat. I get low blood sugar and everything. It's a neurodivergent thing, right? You're like distracted or anything, and you forget to eat and things. So after that, like you basically almost faint. So yeah, I really needed to have food in me. So I waited for an hour to get my food, and they ended up messing up my fries, believe it or not. I always ask for an upgrade for a large fry, and they gave me a medium after all this time. So yeah, after all this time, they gave me a medium. I didn't even go back to the counter because I didn't want to have to wait again. Or, yeah, I just ate and I left, but I'm not going back to that particular place. because it was not a fun experience. I know it happens, right? But not on that day, not when I was in that state of mind. I was. Anyway. I'm not gonna have enough yarn for the third row after that. Oh, this is all I have left. Oh boy. It's okay. I'll manage something. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because that was a big day for me going back to that place. And by the way, that person is never gonna apologize because they do not think they're in the wrong. I don't mean the restaurant people. I mean the person who wronged me and sent me an extremely manipulative message. They think I'm in the wrong because they cannot see how them prioritizing their image over people's mental health is bad. Like they cannot see what they did, which is at that point, okay, fair enough, I guess. Mental health be what it is. But I just decided to not bother with this anymore. Just move on from it and have a happy life, you know. And it's not even something I've thought about in a long time until it was time to go back to Michael's. Like I don't even think about this person anymore. Well, not in that way, and not like I've kind of just moved on and just went, okay, this person is gonna be bad. So, no, I'm French Canadian actually. I am from Montreal. Where are you from? Yeah, Yarn Chicken. That's yeah. All right, but I have this round finished. Let me just go try to get some more of this. I have a whip that I can frog, I think. Not that it's easy to frog such yarn, but or maybe I have more in there. No, I don't. Okay, I don't. Hmm. Okay, let me just see. I'll be right back. Oh, we have enough. We have enough. We have a ball here that is attached to a whip. So I'm just gonna cut it. Ugh. I'm just gonna cut it there and just weave it, just like ball it up a little bit and cut it to the blanket. I don't want this blanket anymore. It was gonna be for one of my cats, but I don't have cats anymore, so it's gonna. Oh, this yarn is softer than the one that was in my um, drawer over there, so hopefully that'll be a little bit easier to work with. Ugh. Oh, it's knotted. It's full of knots. Oh no! It's wrapping around my foot. It's playing the snake game right now. But I'm glad I have this much left. It means I don't have to purchase anything. That's always good. Okay. Oh, I only have a little stitch marker. I bet I can find the rest of this skein. Maybe if I frog a little bit. Yes, we can. We can certainly. Okay, so this is a very thick. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's like a side granny thing. It's not a corner to corner, but it's just like you do the granny shells. You have like little chains that you work granny shells into, but they're sideways. So yeah, I think I can manage to get the rest of this skein to salvage that at least, because now I've worked over ends and done weird things since I was a beginner when I did this project. So I don't know if I can salvage all of this, but we can certainly frog until the end of that one skein. I know I have two skeins in there. I'm happy right now. Yay! Oh, I am testing a hat, a witch hat. Right now it's just a big cone, but it's gonna have a brim by the end of this. I'll give you more info once it's released. But yeah, just working with Bernat baby blanket and this regular Bernat, which is being a little bit of a bother at the moment. Because this one was super dry and ratty and weird. But this one is plump, so that should work out better. Are you making anything? Whoops. Oh, there we go. There I go. Hmm. Okay. More frogging. Oh, no. I think I'm very close to hitting the knot or or the end. Yes, witch hats are super cool. I can use this for Halloween too. I'm wanting to do a Halloween costume this year, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to make. Every year I want to crochet something for Halloween. I end up not doing it. Well, I did blankets. I did Halloween blankets, but like not actually something I can wear. So I've made bags. I've made all sorts of things. Also, I want to do a Beetlejuice tote bag for before September, the release of the movie. So baby blankets and hats, cool. Hope you're having fun making that. There can't be too much of it left. I feel like I've been doing this a while now, but it keeps going. Yeah, I have this little strip of fabric left. Back when I started, I had such tight tensions in my chains. That was not good. I think I used a like 10 millimeter hook with this, and this is full of noodles. I don't. My yarn doesn't noodle that much anymore. If you don't know, noodles means when you work with super bulky or jumbo yarn, like sometimes if you don't use the right tension or the right hook, it does these little bumps everywhere. It leaves little bumps on your work because the yarn is not laying right. So just one thing to think about. That doesn't happen much, but I was a beginner when I made this, so yeah. I had it. This is my first ever blanket yarn project at all. You want to get into amigurumi, but they always come out with wild head shapes or bodies. Yeah, that was a problem I had too at first. You always have to stuff them very firmly. It's a little bit difficult. You have to get into corners. You know what my tip is for that? Use the end of a pen or the end of your hook, and push the stuffing in place. Like if it has a bump on one side, you like push it into shape. That might help. I don't know, but it might help. I hope it does anyway. I do a lot of amigurumis. I do a lot of crochet plushies. Uh, it's primarily what I do. Oh goodness, I didn't think I would have this much yarn. Okay, let's bow this up. Okay. Yeah. Alright, this is turning into a solid ball. I wound it a little bit tight, which is okay. I'll live. But yeah. But yeah, at first it's a little bit hard to manage that, to learn to work with your stuffing. But you'll get the hang of it. I believe in you. When will this end? Oh, oh my. Uh, See, now it's beginning to be a little ratty from the pulling and everything. Back when I did this, I had neon yellow hair, and I'm finding a bunch of it in that. And all sorts of fuzz, cat hair, and things. Because my little cat, Mr. Hyde, was playing with it as I was crocheting it. He was nibbling on it. Yeah. It was for him because he liked very, very soft blankets and soft things. But yeah, he would just nibble on it and. Ooh. When I'm finished, I can make a black witch hat with a purple brim. That would be cute. Now I have to use the rest of this yarn for something for a friend. I'm making him a big peep bunny. You're a stuffy fan, even as an adult. Me too. I will never stop loving plushies. They're just fun. They have like something about them that are just so comforting. Right, I think I might be at the end of the rope here. I hope so. Because goodness, this is getting ridiculous. My desk is full right now. Hey, please wish that this is the last row to frog, please. What did I do? This is a stitch I absolutely hated working with, though. Oh my goodness, because I was just learning, and blanket yarn is not the most forgiving. Oh no, I think this full skin is like one. I think I just never got around to using the second one. We're gonna be frogging forever. Oh no, that's it. I found the end. It's right there. Well, at that point, I'm just gonna yeah, it's gonna cut this knot and undo the rest of it because now I have a bunch of yarn on my desk. Okay, I'm just gonna. Great, now I lost the end of it. Oh no. Oh boy. I have a big puddle of noodles around me. I guess I'm just gonna unravel it the other way around then. Oh no. Oh, I'm so clumsy. Nah, this isn't fun. Can't possibly have been that far. Oh, oh wait. Oh boy, I'm so sorry. Oh, found it. Yes. Okay, all right. Your cats chew through your yarn. Oh yeah, sometimes they can be brutal. But that little kitty, he just wanted to be comforted and to nibble on soft things. So he really liked it. Like he would make muffins on it. That's what he would do. He would make muffins. He was just a kitten when I had him. But yeah, he just wanted to make muffins and nibble softly, and yeah, he was a good little boy. He was annoying though. He was a kitten, so he was super very intense, but all kittens are obviously. Soft baby he was. Oh boy. Ah. No, what I missed the most about having cats was these creatures are so entertaining. the silly things they do, but it all makes sense to them. They're hunters. Their primary instinct is to chase things around. But this will lead to a little bit of chaos and destruction in your home, which is fine. But yeah, um, I miss my babies. I had three cats. I'm slowly but surely getting through this yarn. But I think I'm gonna make an inverted color witch hat after that. I think it will be fun. Uh, mm, okay. But this time around, I'm gonna use the yarn over method. I needed to do this one yarn under because that's what the pattern calls for, and since I'm testing, I'm having to go along with the directions and everything. But yeah, the next one is not going to be gonna be a little bit rebellious the next time around. Okay. Uh, how many cats do you have, if you don't mind me asking? I want to know how old they are, too. I love kitties, so of course I'm gonna ask about that. Cats are like my favorite thing in the world. I have 4 rows left to frog. That's good. That's good news. You know, this took days to make. Like, I just had this much of a blanket, and it took me so long, and now it's just going away. This is also my last memory of my little boy. Because I sold all. No, I gave away actually all of the cat things I had. Yeah. I've been making anatomical heart plushies. And I've been using black and red with this blanket yarn. And that's the only thing I ever make with it now. So I'm happy to do another project. I've made a few plushies, but I frogged most of them and used them in stuffing, to be honest. Like, it's really not my favorite yarn to use. It's so fiddly to me. Okay. Almost. Almost. Okay, 3 rows left, frog, after this one. So I was wrong before. I had 5. Okay. Almost. Oh no! Some yarn and got weaved through there. It's okay though, we'll figure that out. Okay. Back to the balling up. Oh no, what did I do? Oh, okay. It just like unraveled there a bit. I'm sorry, this is not the funnest thing to watch ever. At least I hope you're getting a kick out of seeing me struggle with the yarn. This is a fight to the death. That's what it is. Okay, got it. Um, oh, hmm, I think I'm gonna have to go now. This has become quite an endeavor. All right. I've been here for long too, so it's it's okay. I've been here for 2 hours, but I want to thank everyone for joining my live and chatting with me. I appreciate the company more than you will ever know because I don't have a lot of friends in my city and I don't talk to that many people. So these online gatherings are one of my very few social events, um, which brings me a lot of comfort and feels like I have someone to talk to. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a super good rest of the day. I really hope the weather is better where you are than it is here. We're expecting big thunderstorms tonight. So, and yeah, I hope you have everything you need. I hope you have a good night's sleep. I hope you have a good meal. Just everything you need. I hope all of your needs are met. And I just want to thank everyone. And just take good care of yourself because that is important. All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone.